All right, let's go ahead and get started. Dagote, Shi Mike Kim Gonse. My name is Mike Kim, and I am the Interim Vice President of Student Affairs here at St. Carlos Apache College. I want to welcome you to our online orientation for spring 2026. You are here at St. Carlos Apache College, and here we are building a home together for lifelong learning. I want to say, I said this yesterday at our in-person orientation, I'm going to say it again here. You are at the world's finest and only tribal college that was made by Ine for Ine. And it's staffed by Ine as well as those of us who deeply respect and love and wisdom. So congratulations on making one of the most life-transforming decisions you might ever make. The orientation here is designed to help you enlarge your tool chest for the things that you need to be successful here as a college student and beyond. You're going to be hearing from a number of our student services team, as well as other staff members that will help you know what resources you have in order to get you across the finish line so you can be one of our many graduates. To start us all off, I want to go ahead and introduce our president, Dr. Linda Warner, to welcome you.
Good afternoon and welcome back to spring 2026. It's a little rainy and a little misty and a little cold here in San Carlos today, but has not dampened any of our expectations for the spring. So we look forward to working with you. We have a lot of information to cover this afternoon, and we want you to feel free to ask questions at any point. You can either put them in the chat or you can take yourself off mute and ask the question. Appreciate your spending some time with us this afternoon and look forward to meeting you when you're on campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Warner. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our Chief of Academics, Lisa Utsi.
Hi, everybody. I'm in this big room by myself, so I'm up here in the, there I am. Welcome, everybody. We're happy to have all of you. I primarily oversee academics, which means faculty. I work on our course schedule, working with our academic programs, helping to build future programs for the college as it grows, especially as we eventually become independently accredited, which we're very hopeful will happen soon. We're happy to have all of you. There will, of course, be a lot of great fun changes, and we'll be doing a lot of new things once that happens. So we're excited to be part of your educational journey. And we're also happy that you decided to make us part of your journey. You're all very much part of the story of San Carlos Apache College, and we're here to make that journey as successful as possible for you.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Well, we have a raffle soon, but we're going to wait for a few more students to hop on. We're going to hear from our registrar, Kevin Wood. Anytime you are giving us documents or registration transaction forms, Kevin is the one that is processing all that student information, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about registration.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Wood. I am the registrar here at the college, meaning that I am the person who works on your applications. I collect all the documents, all the paperwork. I also help students get set up for classes, whether they need to add a class or withdraw. And basically my job is to keep track of all the records. So if you have any questions, if you have anything that you need to send me, you'll send it directly to me and I will make sure to put it on file for you. But real quick, I just want to go through some instructions on how you can register for classes if you haven't already. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick. Okay, so can you guys see it okay? Okay, so first things first, you will go to Google and you will sign into your TOCC email, which is your @tocc.edu before you can do anything. Once you're logged into your email, you will click on these 9 little dots on the corner, which is the Google Apps. you will scroll all the way down to where it says My TOCC. And from here, you're going to choose an account. So you're always going to select your at tocc.edu email. If you select any other email, it's going to bring up an error message because it's not a school-related account. So make sure you're logged into your TOCC email at all times. If you forgot your password or if you're not able to get in for some reason, you may reach out to our IT technician, RD Steele, and he will help you to reset your password. So you'll click on your TOCC email. So once you're logged in, what you're going to do is it'll take you to a TOCC's webpage, which is the My TOCC portal. And from here, you're going to click on Current Students. And once you get to the screen, you'll scroll down to the middle, and there's two different ways that you can search for classes. You can either go to add/job courses or you can go to course search. So if we go to add/job courses, um, first thing, you're always going to set the term for the current semester that you're looking to enroll in. So right now is spring 2026. So make sure that is set. And your schedule will also be displayed on the bottom if you added any classes already. But for the middle box, what I suggest is just set the term for the current semester and leave all the boxes blank. That way you can search up the list of all the classes. Personally, what I prefer to do is I go to course search and same thing, set the term to spring 2026 or whichever current semester that you're looking to enroll in. Scroll all the way down, leave all the boxes alone. And once you click search, it's going to pull up the list of all the classes that are available through San Carlos and TOCC because we currently share the same registration portal as they do. So this is where you'll see all the class prefixes, all the class numbers, which classes are available, like financial accounting, Apache language. There's a lot of different columns on the bottom that you can search by, but you'll be able to see like who's teaching the class, how many seats are open, how many seats are full. One thing I want to point out is that there are three different class types that you can attend. There are in-person classes, which you can see, for example, Accounting 101 1A is taught at the TOCC main campus in cells from Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's also one thing as well. Monday, M is for Monday, W is for Wednesday, T is for Tuesday, and R is for Thursday. So if you see a physical location name on the portal, that means that class is taught in person. If you see a class that is online synchronous, that means that those classes are taught either through Zoom or Google Meets, and you'll be able to see the days and times on the far left. And there are some classes that are completely online, and these classes are called online asynchronous. So for these classes, there are no scheduled days or times. Instead, it's more of a sort of a self-paced on your own type of course, but there are different days and deadlines that you'll need to keep track of. So these type of classes are very convenient for those who work during the day or who have families, but it does require a lot more self-discipline and time management on your part. So just be sure to take that in mind if you decide to add like 3 or 4 asynchronous classes because communication is a big thing between you and your instructor because they're not always going to see you. They're not going to see you in person. So you have to make that extra effort to make sure you get your assignments in on time or to reach out to your instructor if you need assistance with anything. But if you're looking to drop a class for any reason, you may simply go to, once again, current students. You'll scroll down to the bottom or to the middle where it says add/job courses. So for example, if I want to withdraw from my Dawn Autumn History class, I will simply check mark the box. You will go ahead and drop courses, and it'll drop the class for you right then and there. One other thing I want to point out is that the first drop deadline is going to be on, let's see, so January 26th. So from now until then, if you find that your schedule is going to be a lot more difficult than anticipated, you will simply, you can drop a class through my TOCC, but anytime after January 26th, you will need to fill out one of those registration transaction forms, which you can find on our webpage, or which we can also send to you as well. And the last day to withdraw from a class this semester is March 16th. So from now until March, from now until January 26th, you can drop a class without a grade of W. But from January 26th to March 16th, any classes that you drop will have a W on your official transcript. So, and one more thing on the academics tab, you can also find your schedule. It should be right underneath where it says my course schedule. So that's all I have. So if you have any questions regarding registration, feel free to reach out to admissions@apachecollege.org or give us a call. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. I want to introduce Chloe Wiley, our receptionist here at San Carlos Apache College, and she'll be leading our first raffle.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to be raffling off a $40 Walmart gift card. I believe Jamie Loopy is your name. I can only see your first name or your last name. And Zoom 123 is Leslie, I believe. I'm going to share my screen to see who our first participant is. The winner of our $40 Walmart gift card is Remy Cato, I believe. Catoit. I am going to send you a direct message to see if the information we have for you is correct. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chloe. And for those of you students that might have logged in late, if you haven't signed in yet in the chat, please do so. That's how we're going to get you into the next raffle, which will happen in a little bit. I want to go ahead and introduce Nikki Lewis, who is our academic advisor here at San Carlos Apache College.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki Lewis. I am the academic advising coordinator and career specialist here with the college. Hold on. Oh, goodness. Oh, I know. Thanks, Chloe. I was just going to ask you. I was trying to share my screen and it's like someone else is using it. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing some what I believe is useful tools, especially when it comes to advising, for you to, if you would like to, try self-advising, but also a means to get you scheduled for a Zoom session or an in-person session. Can you guys see the screen? No. Yes? Okay, great. Okay, so utilizing the San Carlos Apache College webpage, you're going to hover over academics and scroll down to degrees and certificates. These are the degrees and certificates that are offered from our campus, but you can also look into other degrees and certificates offered with TOCC, and they're listed on TOCC's website. So if you are someone who's maybe pursuing a liberal arts degree, this is what that advising sheet, sorry, I called it a checklist. This is what the advising sheet looks like. And when you and I meet, this is what we will use to navigate your requirements. So here you're required in the general education courses to take Apache History, Apache Language and Culture 1, Writing 1, Writing 2, and then the math varies depending on your degree. You'll need, for this particular degree, you need 6 credits, which is 2 courses of humanities and fine arts, 8 credits, 6 credits of social and behavior sciences, again, typically 2 courses, and 2 lab-loaded science courses, which are typically 4 credits, and you'll need 2 of those equaling the 8 credits to meet the requirement. And then the bottom here is usually where the core requirements are listed, and for liberal arts, it gets specific here. So you'll need a literature, a history, a speech, or communications, and 9 credits overall, which is 3 courses, must be numbered 200 and above. But that's just an example of liberal arts. If you were to look at Associate of Arts and Computer Information Systems, you'll notice that looks different. If you're unsure, that's something that we would schedule and, talk through and see what best fits your needs or your wants. But yes, so you can see here core requirements for CIS, it just looks, it's different. And then it includes electives. So depending on the degree and certificate you choose, we will be following an advising sheet here to make sure we meet all your requirements. The other tool I'm going to show you is the college catalog. This will, well, it can help you in many ways, but one of them is to help you navigate the courses and making sure they meet the requirements. I believe it, no, I don't think it was 56. Sorry, I thought it was 56. You'll notice because it says that he'll have a little AZ transfer emblem, but it lists like humanities courses that meet the requirement, as well as social and behavior sciences. I feel like I'm passing this. Sorry. Probably making you dizzy. I'm trying to find it. Lisa, do you know what page that's on? You know what? Let's go up here. Does anybody remember what page I pulled it up on last night? Oh, right here. Okay, sorry, 86. So here, I'm going to zoom in. When you see the AZ transfer emblem, that's like, or the picture, that's where you're in the right place. So you'll see here, mathematics, arts, humanities, social and behavior sciences, physical and biological sciences. And these are the courses that meet those requirements. So it's a useful tip, page 86 in the college catalog. But also, if you're ever wondering like what the course is about, at the end of the college catalog are course descriptions. So like with writing 2, it gives the course descriptions, the credits, and the prerequisites. You'll need to pay attention to those prerequisites because you'll need to beat prerequisites before you enter this course. So the prerequisite for writing 2 is writing 101. So you'll need to have completed writing 1 with 3 credits, or sorry, with a C or better, meeting the 3 credits to go on to writing 2. And that's where the course descriptions will show the prerequisites and sometimes it's one and sometimes it's two different descriptions or two different options that meet the prerequisite. Okay, and lastly, I do want to show you the link to scheduling an advising session with me. So same under academics, hover over advising. And oops. When you click on advising, it redirects you to a Calendly link, and you'll see this and you'll figure out what date works for you. Click on the date and it'll list several times and when we can meet. Once you select a time, click next. There's a series of questions that are asked. You answer those questions and hit schedule event. I will receive it scheduled on my end, and then you'll also receive an email. Both of us will receive an email scheduling the time and the date. But they're 20-minute sessions, and these questions are asked so I can better assist you within the 20 minutes. Does anyone have any questions? No, great. If you do, put it in the chat. I'll be monitoring the chat. And if not, if you're interested in, I'll also put the link in the chat. And if you have any other questions surrounding advising or career selection, I can help you with that. Just use the link. But thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Nikki. I'd like to next introduce Cruz Lemke, our retention coordinator.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Emke. I'm the retention coordinator, as Mike introduced. My job is to go ahead and help everybody, all the students, find that work-study balance, that life-study balance that comes when you're new to being in college, or even if you're experienced. Sometimes some things come up and you're not sure what you need. So sometimes if you're falling behind, you need to know what resources to use. I'm here to go ahead and talk to you about some of those. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just go ahead and tell you guys about some of the resources I think will be very useful for you today. So first off, I'm on the dashboard of my TOCC Canvas page. So this is where if you're taking a class, most of the time you'll be here to find your classes. As you can see, I've got some listed here. But what I want to show you is NetTutor, how to get there, and some of the things that they offer. Because as you guys are here on the online orientation, you guys are probably a little more tech savvy. So I want to make sure you guys are familiar with the tech side of things that we have. So it doesn't matter which one of the classes you pick, any of them. But once you're here, you'll see off to the left, there's a couple different tabs. One of them is going to be for NetTutor. Every single class will work the exact same way for getting you to NetTutor. This is just a link to get you to an outside source. It'll start loading. It says Pisces here. And once it loads, you can go ahead and pick between which ones you're looking for, the Writing Center or the Tutoring Center. I like to do the Tutoring Center because you can navigate your way to the Writing Center from here anyways. So when you're here, you can go ahead and explore the different classes that they have online tutoring for, things like accounting, business, criminology, finance, English and literature, history, all these different classes that we offer here, and a lot of different tutoring for classes that we don't even offer at our institution at this time. But for anything that we offer, you can definitely find a tutoring option here. And all you'll have to do is click on one of them. And then it'll go ahead and load, and then you can go ahead and figure out what works best for you. Do you want to try and drop in with a live tutor for math and writing? That's a little more accessible than something like finance. But if you need that specialized tutoring, you can go ahead and click on schedule an appointment. And similar to the Calendarly link that Nikki was showing, you'll go ahead and pick the time and the date that works best for you. And you just come in and get your online tutoring. So that's how you use NetTutor. It's a very useful resource. But if you are taking on some of our other specialized classes, things that tutoring is a little harder to find. So for something like Apache language specifically, we have an in-person tutor for Apache language because it's a complex, it's a complex language. There's a whole bunch of nuances to it. So we want to make sure that you can actually have a discussion with the speaker and ask your questions in person. On Mondays and Thursdays, let's see, do I have the flyer pulled up here? Wrong flyer. I don't have the flyer prepared, but I will show you how to access some of the resources here in a moment. But on Mondays and Thursdays, we have our Apache language tutor, Heather Hausian, Mike, how do you pronounce her name? I don't want to butcher this too much.
Heather Hausus.
Hausus. All right, thank you. She's here on Mondays and Thursdays at the JM building, the business building, from 5 to 7 in the front area to answer questions. And she's also available via Zoom. So I encourage you guys to go ahead and explore those options. Now, some other resources that we have for the Apache language tutoring is if you're on our website, theapachecollege.org, and you go over to, I believe it's academics, you hover over that and you scroll down, you'll find Apache language resources. If you click on that, it will go ahead and pull up a bunch of different resources that we have or that are available on the internet, open source for you guys to utilize. Things like typing in Apache, how to get a keyboard for your computer. And when we say keyboard, we do mean like a digital input, something that will go ahead and rewrite the way your keyboard functions. We don't mean like a physical keyboard. We mean something that'll change the functionality of your current keyboard. You can even find that for your phone. I use it on my iPhone. It's actually extremely easy. It's very, very useful. So I very much encourage you guys to utilize that. There's also video recordings for the classes. If you miss a class or if you need a refresher or something, there are recordings down here for you to go ahead and utilize, and I suggest you do so. And there's also the technical support down here, but IT will be following up after me here very shortly, so they'll go ahead and cover some of that more technical stuff. But yeah, these are a few of the examples of the resources that we have available for our Apache language speaking classes. And then there's also the tutoring online for NetTutor, and I believe that's the majority of our tutoring options right now. A few of the other online things I want to go ahead and talk about, I pulled up the flyer just to flash you for a moment here, was the Mental Health is Health flyer for Better Mind. Better Mind is another resource that we offer to our students. It's completely free online teletherapy where you can schedule, well, it says everything here on the flyer, but you don't need to read it. I'll be sending this out as well for you guys to peruse at your own leisure. But you can schedule online free therapy sessions to discuss anything going on in your life. And we really want to stress how important your mental health is. A lot of people can take it for granted, and there's a lot of stigmas around taking care of yourself and going to therapy and whatnot. And we'd like to break those things. And we want to make sure that you know that this is a discreet service. There's all the privacies, all of the things that would go into any other being seen at the mental health clinic or anything like that. All those protections are still safeguarded here. So your data will be safe if you want to utilize this. So that's something very important to keep in mind. And the last thing I want to go ahead and talk about is a newer resource for us is our YouTube page. Sorry, there we go. The YouTube page, specifically the FAQ playlist that we have on here. This goes ahead and answers a lot of the frequently asked questions, hence FAQ. But they are in video format for people to peruse whenever they need, and it walks them through things step by step. How to apply online, how to register for classes, how to use EdReady, another resource that we have that students can go ahead and use as a tutoring tool or something to go ahead and get them better prepared for higher education. And if they want to know how to utilize it to the best of their abilities, they can go ahead and watch this EdReady video that we have here. How to use NetTutor, which I was just covering. How to use Canvas. Canvas is a very complicated system. If you don't know how to use it, I definitely suggest you familiarize yourself with it when classes start. Take a little bit to explore and see the different tabs, why the different tabs are there. But if you still have questions, you're not so sure about things, you can go ahead and check out this video, or of course, always feel free to reach out to our team. We also talk about the importance of a syllabus on here. The syllabus is like your contract when you are taking a class. It talks about what you agree to do in the class, the expectations of your performance, the expectations of your assignments, everything that you'll be doing in the class. It's all should be outlined in the syllabus. So make sure you review that. If there's information that you might be looking for and you're not sure, like contact information for the instructor, what to do if you're missing an assignment, all that stuff, it should be in the syllabus. And if it's not, I encourage you to reach out to your instructor and touch base about certain things. And again, if you're having difficulty with that stuff, always reach out to our team. We are here to help you guys. We can get you the contact information for your instructors as needed. We can go ahead and just help you get where you need to go. A few of the other things that we have on here are how to use Grammarly and how to register for BetterMind. I want to go over these things really quickly because they're very easy and they're things that a lot of people kind of neglect. Grammarly is a tool that we use to check the grammar, the spelling, all of the little nuances of stuff that go into our college level papers. If you guys aren't used to writing college level papers, please familiarize yourself with Grammarly. It'll help you really start to learn different things. And as you take the classes with us, with Dr. Dillerman, with the Writing 101 class or the Creative Writing class or any class that you take, you'll start to realize how useful Grammarly is, and eventually you won't need to use it all, and that'd be fantastic. And then as for how to register for BetterMind, there will be a lot of emails I send out throughout the semester about how to do this. If you're interested, I want to keep reminding you guys, and I keep pushing it. I know I've already mentioned it twice throughout this presentation, but that's just how important it is. I really want to emphasize it. I want to push you guys. If it's something that you're not comfortable about, I really want to encourage you. So if that's something that you're still interested in, go ahead and take a look at this. This video is straight from their YouTube channel into our playlist. That way, there's no disconnect here. If you guys ever have any questions about any of the resources that we have available online or in person, please reach out to us. I focus mostly on the online ones because this was an online orientation, but if you are somebody who is able to come in person, we've got plenty of other resources like the library, our computer lab, printing services, and all types of in-person support. So thank you guys so much for your time. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Mike.
Thank you so much, Cruz. And for those of you that are looking at the chat, I did park the YouTube page address right there in the chat. All right, I think it's time for another raffle. So, Chloe.
Hello, we are going to be doing another $40 Walmart gift card. As you can see my screen behind, we're going to draw the names. Our winner is Zoe Miller. I will reach out to you shortly. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Chloe. We have an IT department here at St. Carlos Apache College, and they play a very vital role because all of the classes involve Canvas, and if you do not have your own laptop, sometimes you also need a password reset. Our IT department, they're the ones that you would contact for that. So we have two IT department members here on this orientation. We have Lenora Wosner and Artie Steele. And I believe one of them is going to be sharing with us about IT.
That would be me. Hi, everyone. I'm Lenora. I'm the computer training coordinator for the college. I'm also a part of the IT team. So there's just two of us who help everyone with their technical difficulties, logging in, password resets. I'm going to share my screen. I have just a little short PowerPoint here. So it's myself and it's Artie. Like we said, it's two-person team to help everyone on the campus. We support not only the students, but also the staff. Our goal is to make technology work for your success. So the IT services for students would include the student email and the Google Workplace, Wi-Fi and network access on campus. So like I said, it's login and password assistance. We do offer student IDs and laptops. And after I finish this PowerPoint presentation, I will show you how to request both of those. So we also have, sorry, hold on, my lights just went out here. They're motion censored. So if you need help with logging into Canvas, finding Canvas, Cruz showed some of those videos, but I offer a more in-depth walkthrough, and we can do that when you pick up a laptop from us or just by getting a hold of me. We have computer labs at the JM building. We also have a few laptops here in the library, which we allow students to use. So when to contact IT, when you can't log into your email, when you can't get into Canvas, and then campus systems. So for instance, sometimes people can't get into Zoom. That's a good time to contact us if you're having problems trying to print or upload assignments in Canvas. We also help with that. So we want to make sure that you guys understand to contact us early. Don't wait until the last minute, because sometimes it could be a bigger issue and it'll take more time to clear up. So, if you get stuck, you make sure that you have our information. Two things that we would like you to include if you contact us by email, make sure to include your full name and your student ID number. That'll help us help you. And then tell us what kind of device you're using. If you're on a cell phone, if you're on a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, that information also helps us help you quickly. And then screenshots of if you're getting error messages, those help us solve the problem faster. As you know, technology problems happen to everyone. They even happen to me. So you're not alone. Don't feel alone. Just make sure you reach out. Our job is to support you and in your learning and make sure that you're successful using all of the online tools that we have. Our contact information is the tech@apachecollege.org. That's our email. And the phone number for for support is there on the screen. I will put that in the chat. So I'm going to go to the Apache College website and I'm going to show you where to go to request a student ID and to request a laptop if you need one. So you would go here to academics, hover over that, and then you'll see here it says information technology. So you can click there. It has our email there and the phone number. You can submit a help desk ticket here. So this hyperlink, it will take you to request the Chromebook. That's the hyperlink. You'll click that. We just want you to know that we have a limited number of Chromebooks to issue. And when you hover over this, you'll see it highlight. It's also a hyperlink, so you'll click that. So this here is just a little bit of information. When you get your Chromebook from us, we want you to use your TOCC email, and when you pick that up from me, I will make sure that you are able to log in and don't have any difficulties doing that. Some disclaimers: you're financially responsible for the Chromebook and the power adapter, which is the charging cord, when it's loaned out. So if it's lost or stolen, you are responsible for filing a police report and letting us know that it was lost or stolen. If we don't receive that information from you, you won't be able to get another device. So if you see here in the fuchsia color, that is a hyperlink, and will take you to the request form. Here, you'll need to fill out your email, which you should use your TOCC email. Again, you'll need your student ID number. That's one thing to remember and keep track of, because you'll always have to put your student ID number in any requests that you make. First name, last name, best phone number to reach you, and we just want to know one of the class that you're taking. And then this last one, it says equipment requested. This here, you can put a Chromebook if you need a Chromebook, but for some of the classes, you do require a PC. And if you take one of those classes, this is where you would tell me that you need a PC. That way we can set that up for you and not give you a Chromebook, and then you have to come back and get a PC. So that's just thing, something that you have to remember when you request that. Does anyone have any questions for me while I put in our information, contact information? No? Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Lenora.
You're welcome.
All righty. As she's putting in that information, I want to go ahead and introduce our next speaker, Nicole Bonney, who is our financial aid specialist who works with TOC students and with SCAC students. Now, you don't need to get financial aid in order to be a student with us, because tuition is free for all tribal students. But in the event that you do get on financial aid, Nicole is a person to ask those questions towards.
I'm sorry, who again?
I'm sorry, did somebody say something? Nicole, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now. All right.
Okay. So, hello, my name is Nicole Bonney. I am the financial aid officer for TOCC, but I am housed here at the St. Carlos Apache College. Here's the staff over at TOCC. We are a 3-woman team. Diana is our manager, and then there's me, and Ashlyn Secaros, who is the financial aid tech. Ashlyn would be your first point of contact whenever you email or call financial aid. She'll be the first person you would talk to. Okay, So I'm going to go over this FAFSA checklist. This is just if you want to apply, and like what Mike said, it is optional, so you don't have to apply for it if you don't want to. Especially with the tuition for our tribally enrolled students being the cost of attendance is basically zero. It's always best if you are thinking about transferring over to a university to go for a bachelor's degree just to save it, because the FAFSA and the Pell Grant does cover the bachelor's as well. So it just all comes from one whole pot. Okay, so here is the 25-26. Right now, we're still utilizing the 25-26 application. A lot of students get confused, and right now they're filling out, because there's two applications open right now. There's the 25-26 and the 2026-27, which that one starts in August of 2026, so this upcoming fall 26 semester. But right now we're still using 25-26, which will cover the spring and then just coming summer. So if you want to apply for it, first you would need to create an FSA ID. And for the FSA ID, your username would be an email, and it's always best to use a personal email rather than your student email, just so you can always have access to it, just in case you forget your password. The link to reset your password will go to the personal email. Let's just say you've completed your degree program here at St. Carlos, and you decide to move on to, say, ASU or NAU, and then you use your TOCC student email as a username. After a while, the email will be disabled, so you won't be able to get into it. So that's why I always tell students it's always best to use a personal email, so you always have access to it. And an alien registered card, if applicable. The FAFSA does go back 2 years for tax information. So right now it would be the 2023 tax information. And it's always best to have those on hand with you when you're filling out the application, because the FAFSA does link your tax information with your social security number. It'll pop up on there automatically, but sometimes I've seen when I help students outfill their FAFSA, the tax information does not come over, so then they'll have to manually put it in. And then a list of colleges, if you decide to apply for the FAFSA here at St. Carlos, our school code is the same code as TOCC's, so it would be 037844. And if you're under the age of 24, and yeah, if you're under the age of 24, you would have to put your parents' information in there, and they would go through the same process as this up to. They have to create an FSA ID and their 2023 tax information as right here. And there's some situations where, let's just say you lost your job within the past year and your income significantly changed from 2023. You can email us and we can go through the process. It's called professional judgment, where it's a lot of documents that we ask for. And it does take about, I'd say, 4 to 3 weeks to figuring out, because we do have to change your FAFSA and report it back to the Department of Education. And if you do want to apply to FAFSA and you do need help, our financial aid tech, Ashlyn, does do meetings with students. She's over on the main campus at TOCC. I can help too as well. I haven't really done the 25-26 as much as she has, but I know the questions got cut from 100 questions to 30 questions. And then some students, depending on their situations, they only answer 20 questions. But here's a QR code, you can scan it, or you can email the FinAid email for the link. So when you want to set up a schedule time with her, she'll go through with it, the whole application with you, to filling it out and getting it submitted. So when you do want to set up an appointment with her, her appointments are an hour long. It doesn't take that long, but she does them for an hour. So this is the current one she has right now. She doesn't have any appointments for the rest of the week, but she does have some starting on Monday. So if you want to meet with her, you can either scan that code or email us. We'll give you the link. So when you're filling it out, you would just fill out your name, last name, your TOCC email, whether you want it in person or virtual. If you want it virtual, she will send you a Zoom invite, your student ID, your TOCC student email, whether you have your tax information ready, and if you're at age of 20, under the age of 24, have your parents' tax information ready as well. Okay, so here's our priority dates for the whole academic year. Of course, fall is X out because it has passed. So our first priority date for getting documents in and or your FAFSA in for that first disbursement is January 16th, which is, I believe, next Friday. And then we plan on sending our first disbursements to the finance office after it's been approved by the Department of Education on February 2nd. And after it leaves, I always tell students that we are the financial aid office. We don't handle any of the direct deposits or the checks. We're mainly just the contact person or the person that talks to the Department of Education for you and gets it approved and making sure your file's good. So when we do send it over, you get approved. Then here's the rest of the dates. And we do start our financial aid processing, which means that's when we start sending files over to the Department of Education on January after the drop date. So this year, this spring, that would be on January 27th. That week, we're going to start getting files ready and sending them over to hope to meet that February 2nd so we can send it over to finance once everything's approved. And the finance office's processing time is 10 to 15 business days. They have their own process. I'm not sure what they do. They have their own process to get checks out and our direct deposits. Okay, so here's some important dates that our financial aid office wants students to remember. Here's like the regular school-wide one. Here we have our financial aid processing begins. It's on January 27th. Then we go into February, March with the withdrawal deadline. If you do need to withdraw from a class, I would do it before the withdrawal deadline so it doesn't impact your financial aid for the upcoming semester. Here's our satisfactory academic progress appeal priority date. We haven't set a date just yet, only because we're still reviewing a lot of our students' grades from fall. So once we get that all done, there'll be a date set. And if you do have to appeal, you'll get an email letter from us with that date on there, with the appeal document and as well as with the checklist and the Google form that you need to submit. And then we do have a priority date, which is April 13th. And that date is just once that date passes, any FAFSAs that were received after that date won't be considered for a spring 26 disbursement. So that date is set just so we can start preparing for summer, which starts a month later. So that's why we decided to have priority dates. And then the summer important dates as well. So here's a list of scholarships that we work closely with. There's a lot more out there, but these are just scholarship geared towards tribally enrolled students. So the first one is the American Indian College Fund, the Native Ford Scholars Fund, American Indian Service, and the Cobell Scholarship. And I do want to mention that the college fund, they don't require you to have a FAFSA on file, but the Native Ford, American Indian Service, and the Cobell Scholarship requires you to have a FAFSA on file with the college, just because they do have us fill out a financial needs analysis form, which is the form that has your cost of attendance and how much funding you're getting. So that's how they determine your need. So with this is why they require an F&A form. And if you do need one filled out for you, the contact person for those forms will be Ashlyn. Can't really see her email, but we found out that we found out not to use her personal email, or yes, use her personal email, because we found out when we were using our group financial aid email, we weren't getting the forms through the email. So this is the contact person, Ashlyn. She does all the forms for students. And then here's the scholarships I mentioned before. Majority of them have already closed for spring and summer, but they are opening up for our next academic year. I believe the only one that's only open right now is the college fund for spring, and they do close their application on January 25th at 11:59 Mountain Standard Time. Cobell Scholarship, their application is open for the next academic year, and it does close on March 31st. Native Ford, it's open as well, and it's open for 6 months. Closes on June 1st. And the American Indian Service has a little different deadlines. So for fall, it opens up on May 1st and then closes on July 1st. And then for spring, it opens up on September 1st and closes on November 1st. So these 3 scholarships do require forms for our financial aid office to fill out. So it's always best to get that done, get that sent to us as soon as you can. Okay. So I'm not sure if you guys seen the email that got sent out last night from our manager, Diana. She did send out an email saying that we're still working on updating our student files for the spring. So I just wanted to emphasize on what that means. What does updating a student file mean? So that means we're checking for a high school completion requirement. And that's if you have a official high school transcript on file, if you're enrolled in a degree program, the satisfactory academic progress reviews, we are still doing those. If you need a multiple degree review, so that would be whether you're doing 2 different programs here at TOCC or you have a prior degree here at TOCC, we do review that for your eligibility. We do check to see if you have the 25-26 FAFSA application on file. And if you do, whether the verification documents is there, if you're selected, and if you do not meet the SAP details, the SAP requirements, whether your appeal documents are in. So each student's requirement may be different. Students should always check their financial aid tracking or send an email for what specifically is being requested. So right now the student financial aid tracking is not accurate just because we're doing all these updates. So I'll probably say like, what is it? A program of study review. So that's just us checking to see if you're enrolled in a degree program. So that's internal. The SAP review, it'll say SAP review for spring and or fall. That's just us, it's internal. So right now it's getting updated. It changes every hour because we're putting in more data into our system to get ready for spring. Okay. And lastly, once you get everything good to go, you get your award letter, and you get the email notification that your disbursement file got sent to the business office. We do offer finally direct deposit. Previously, they were just sending out checks, but here's a little how to fill out the direct deposit or enroll in direct deposit. You would go to your My TOCC account, and I can show you right now. What's that? Okay, so here's your My TOCC account. I think I'm logged in. Okay, so you go to your My TOCC account, and you would go to right here where it says Quick Links and go down to TOCC Transact. You'll click that, and then it'll bring you through the prompts on how to enroll in direct deposit. And once that's done, you can always email Joanne in finance whether or not it went through. And then you can always find your financial aid tracking documents here as well. So right now this is not accurate just because we're updating every day. And then for your awards, I would say check your awards January 30th. Just to see if everything's updated. After the ad drop date, this should all be updated to the correct amount that you should be awarded for spring. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Nicole. We have one last speaker, and that is Becky Swift, our Apache College as well as our community librarian.
All right. Hello. Can you see me? I can't see anything here. Yes? Okay, cool. So I am the community librarian, and I'm also the college librarian. So I just wanted to share this link here for Gila County Library District. This is where we have access to all of our databases. So if you are out of county, out of state, I recommend that you come to the website here. Let's see if I can move this out of the way. Darn it. Oh, here we go. And here, apply for a library e-card right here on this page. So if you have time to do that, that would be great. If you do not live in Gila County and you do not plan to use the library in person, this is the best way to have access to the databases 24/7. So, but if you have a regular library card, they will not issue you an e-card because you can use your regular library card in any of the databases. So I'm hoping to go over that more thoroughly in the next couple weeks. Be sure and look for this flyer. Can you see the flyer? These are the sessions I have set up, and it'll be at lunchtime at noon because I know a lot of our students do work. And so I just wanted to hit at a time that they could just listen and go over some of the basics on how to access the Gila County Library databases. And then the following week, I'll have another section of the TOCC library databases. So it's just an overview, the basics on how to get to search windows, how to select a peer-reviewed article, how to save it, download it, email it to yourself. All of that will be covered in this session. So be sure and look for this email, this flyer in your email, and it will come with a Zoom link. So we don't put the Zoom link on this flyer, but it'll come to you. I also wanted to share that we
Hi,
do,
Becky.
yes.
I don't think we were able to see your flyer, only
Oh,
the
darn it.
Gila
Did I
County
see,
website.
did I do share? Okay, I have to go to share again. Okay, sorry. Let's see if okay, here we go. Share. Now can you see it? It's the flyer? Yes? Okay. So I gave these out at the in-person session. We will have one sent out to you via email if you are out of county, out of state. And you can access these sessions on those dates at 12 o'clock at lunch, because like I was saying, I know a lot of our students work, and that would give you a few minutes to just dive in and have an overview. I also wanted to mention that I am the community librarian also. So we do have all kinds of activities here at our library. We meet with elders, we meet with teens, we have fun club, we have movie day, we have story time. So I'm covering both worlds, the public world, the college world. But please interrupt me, call me, email me, let me know that you need some help with some of the databases. I'm here to do that. And I just wanted to share my contact information. So you can email me at library@apachecollege.org, or you can use my name, Rebecca.Swift. There's our number to the library. We're open physically from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then we open again from 1 to 5. We are considering some extended hours for Apache College students, so be sure and watch for notices in your email that we might stay open a little later past 5. If you need to come in physically and browse the shelves, we have books that support the curriculum, or if you just need to email me, we can do an interlibrary loan if possible with other libraries. Or if you need more information, more intense peer-reviewed article research, I have access to NAU's library, and I'm willing to share those resources with you. But you have to get with me early. Think about what you're going to write about. How is that going to fit into your psychology paper, your history paper, your English paper? And then we can work together and locate some reputable resources without using Google. These are databases that we pay for, and we want you to use them. So if you have any questions, contact me. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much, Becky. Appreciate it. We have some wonderful resources just a click or two away.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So we're a little bit over, but we have our final raffle and then a Q&A time. So Chloe, do you want to go ahead and lead us in our last raffle?
Hello, this time we are going to be raffling off a $30 Panda Express card.
Oh, nice. Christina Ross.
Christina Ross is going to be the winner of our Panda Express card. I will send you a message. Thank you.
All right. So we don't see any questions in the chat. If some of you need to leave and go back to work, please, you're definitely welcome to do so. But if any of you want to stay and ask a question, you're also invited to do so. This session is being recorded, just so you know, to keep in the back of your mind. So does anybody have any questions?
I have a quick question for library. So I try when I do assignments, I try to use JSTOR, and it's telling me I don't have access to JSTOR. So do I just create a paid account, or how does that work?
No, you do have access. You have access. I have the passwords for all of TOCC databases, and they should be made available to the instructors. But if you want to email me, I can email you that document so that you'll have all of them available to you. And once you log in and you're logged in with your TOCC email, that JSTOR should open up every time without you having to log in again and again and again, because it'll recognize your device.
Okay, thank you. Maybe it's just like my connection or something, but it does make me log in over and over. So I
Yeah, you
figured
shouldn't
I
have
actually
to.
did buy a subscription for it because I need it
Oh
for my
my.
school. So
But yeah,
I
we
was
have
just
we
wondering.
pay for it. TOCC pays for it. And Liz Zapata is the librarian at TOCC, and I'm sure she has some insight on how to go, get in there without having to log in all the time.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Becky, can you throw your email into the chat just in case anyone needs to reach you
Yes.
for that information?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have a question? Okay. If you're feeling shy, you're always welcome to email. We have admissions@apachecollege.org. We have advising@apachecollege.org. You can ask questions to either of those two places. You can also call us, and that's 475-2016. You're also welcome to come in person. If you have a question about advising or like trying to choose your class schedule, it helps us if we know ahead of time what your question is. So maybe emailing or going through the Calendly link that Nikki talked about would be the fastest way. But we're any way that you want to contact us, we're here for you. It's kind of a crazy time right now. Classes start on Monday, but we're here for you to help you answer whatever questions you have for a successful semester. So thank you so much for joining us in our 2026 spring orientation. We look forward to journeying with you this next semester. Take care now.